Hello, this is Math 2231 from the College of DuPage for summer of 2020, and this lecture is the conclusion of the lecture review 4th of 4. It's worth mentioning, or reminding you, I guess, that calculus assessments at the College of DuPage will not have notes or calculators in general by math department decree. This means you memorize some things that you might be accustomed to using the calculator for. Here is the final part. Again, previously we reviewed A, B, and C, and very soon you're going to be turning in A, B, C, and D. But we're going to go over a few of these. If you've already done them, it's a chance to check your answers. If you haven't already done them, it's a chance to have right answers for them. But please use this as a learning exercise. The first comment I'm going to make is that we mostly will be using radians, so radians are very important. Sometimes there'll be word problems with degrees, but not often. I'm going to talk about these other problems quickly. Here you're supposed to find the exact values of these three expressions. Again, you're doing this without a calculator. You know what to do. Let's see how you did. This is going to be a 30, 60, 90 special right triangle. And this is in the first quadrant, so the answer is going to be the square root of 3. This is going to be a 30-degree angle in the third quadrant. And from what you know about the special triangle and trig functions, this is going to be minus 1/2. Now this is going to be the secant of, and this is going to be a 60-degree angle in the fourth quadrant, and you might call it a minus 60 degrees, but the secant is a reciprocal of the cosine. So the cosine of this angle would be 1/2, so the reciprocal of that is 2. The other special triangle has ratios of 1, 1, and the square root of 2 should also be carried with you. That is the 45, 45, 90, or pi over 4, pi over 4, pi over 2. Here you're to express the lengths of A and B in the figure in terms of theta. You know what to do. Let's see how you did. These are the answers. So you have to know cold what the sines, cosines, and other trig functions are. Here you were given the sine of x and the secant of y, and they tell you that x and y are both in the first quadrant. They want you to evaluate this. Many trig identities you will need to know. You know what to do. Let's see how you did. Well, first of all, this trig identity is one that you will use often, and this is what it is. So that is what the sine of x plus y is. We also know if the sine of x is 1/3, and we're in the first quadrant, that the cosine of x, we know this from the Pythagorean theorem, is 2 root 2 over 3. The secant of y, if that is 5 over 4, you know that the cosine of y is 4 over 5. And by the Pythagorean identity, you know that the sine of y is 3 over 5. And so you combine these facts with this fact, and you get this answer. There are no ugly numbers, just like there are no ugly babies. And this is your exact answer without a calculator. Here we're supposed to solve this trig equation. The sine of 2x is equal to the sine of x, and we're restricted in where the x can be. You know what to do. Let's see how you did. Well, what we do is we use another trig identity. We use the fact that the sine of 2x is 2, cosine of x, sine of x. And so we've rewritten this, and we've got it equal to 0. And now we're going to factor out the sine of x here. We factored out the sine of x, and we have this. That means either the sine of x is equal to 0, or the cosine of x is equal to 1/2. We know our triangles, and so we can figure out these inverse relationships because these are special triangles. And we take the ones that fall between 0 and 2 pi. Again, you're doing this without a calculator. Number 9, you're to sketch the graph of this without using a calculator. We're often going to be doing sketching without a calculator in this class. You know what to do. Let's see how you did. I guess a couple of comments. One is this is shifted up 1. This looks like the sine curve, except it has a period that is pi, not 2 pi, because of this, and the amplitude is going to be 1. So that makes it really easy to draw the graph. This just keeps on going like this. In closing, now more than ever, time is precious. Each day must count. Do the math. It will make you strong. And now, more than ever, take care of yourself and of each other. God bless.